When the CEO saw his ex-girlfriend from 6 years ago pushing a child into the hospital, he was shocked to realize that she had never aborted their baby. At that moment, he remembered the strange feeling of familiarity he felt earlier that day when he saw the little girl. But no matter how he tried to think back over the past 6 years, he still couldn't understand why his ex-girlfriend had suddenly broken up with him back then. He didn't know that everything was caused by his mother. His mother had looked down on the woman's family background, believing they were not a good match and that she wasn't worthy of her son. She was convinced the woman was dating him only for money. Acting on her own, she separated the two of them. Afterwards, she told her son that the woman had been cheating with someone else and had taken 1 million yuan from their family as breakup compensation. Believing his mother's lies, the CEO grew resentful toward the woman, planting a seed of hatred in his heart. He thought they would never see each other again. But on the school's 100th anniversary celebration, he attended the event as the biggest shareholder. The woman, now a teacher at the school, noticed him from a distance. Yet looking at the man she once loved, she didn't go up to greet him. She knew too much time had passed, and there was no future between them. At the same time, she didn't want him to know she had given birth to his child, otherwise he would definitely take their daughter away. But fate enjoyed playing tricks. That afternoon, while delivering documents, she bumped into the CEO again. When their eyes met, she gathered her courage, stepped forward, and handed him the documents. The man pretended not to see her at first. His secretary stepped in, trying to ease the awkwardness, and asked the CEO to look at her. But the CEO suddenly ordered the woman to get into the car so he could discuss the details of the donation project. The woman knew how important this matter was to the school, so to keep her job she reluctantly agreed. Inside the car, the CEO noticed she wasn't wearing a ring and assumed she had never married. "You took my family's 1 million and still ended up living such a hard life. Seems like the man you found wasn't very capable." "Mr. Zhou, I don't understand what you're talking about. If you don't want to hear about the project, I can stop. You're still pretending to be clueless. You were like this when we were together, and you're still like this now. After all these years, don't you think you're being fake? If I've made you unhappy, I can get out of the car." "Get out." Their first conversation in years ended on a bad note. But unexpectedly, even after 6 years, the CEO still remembered where she lived. Not that it mattered anymore. The moment she got out of the car, her daughter ran out from the house. But the CEO didn't notice this was his own child. He simply assumed she was the woman's daughter with another man, so he immediately left. The next day, the CEO went to inspect the school and unexpectedly ran into the little girl again. She had come to school to look for her mother. The moment he saw her, he felt a strange sense of familiarity. But since the night before was too dark, he hadn't seen her face clearly. He assumed she was another teacher's child. His real purpose for visiting the school was to discuss the donation project, which required him to get closer to the woman. However, this scene was witnessed by a scheming woman who admired him. Seeing the CEO's interest in the teacher, jealousy overwhelmed her. As soon as he left, she confronted the woman, slapped her, and warned her to stay away from him. No matter how the woman tried to explain that she was simply reporting work matters, the jealous woman refused to listen. She threatened that if the teacher dared stand in her way, she would expose her scandal that she had a child out of wedlock with some man. What she didn't expect was that the teacher slapped her back. Furious, the jealous woman planned to tell her father to fire the teacher. The woman took her threats seriously. If she really got fired, she could take her daughter and leave the school, preventing the CEO from discovering the child's true identity. But at that moment, she noticed her daughter's forehead was burning hot and her breathing was rapid. Realizing something was wrong, she quickly rushed her to the hospital. Coincidentally, the CEO was there too and immediately recognized the little girl as the same child he had encountered earlier that day.